Hello everyone, good evening. I'm Shreya Dhoundial. As always, it is very good to see you. Ladies and gentlemen, just ponder on this question. If you have an application on your phone that can potentially save you from digital frauds and help track your phone in case it is lost or stolen, but in turn, it also has the potential of becoming a spying agent for the government, will you still choose to install it? What if you are told that you don't have a choice, that the app will be mandatory? Then how will you respond? That, ladies and gentlemen, essentially is the sum total of the war in Parliament today over the Sanchar Saathi app. The government of India has asked all cell phone manufacturers, so you have Vivo, you have iPhone, all the others, Samsung, both Indian and foreign, to pre-install the government-owned Sanchar Saathi app on all cell phones in India. Now, this applies not just to new cell phones, but the ones that you are using as well. Right now, India has some 1.2 billion phones. So whether you want it or not, the app will be installed in your phone. The government has its reasons, and they are legitimate reasons, which we will get into in just a bit. But the opposition is smelling a spy racket. They say this is dictatorship at its peak, where the Modi government wants to hear every private conversation and see every private picture. They say not just has the government made it mandatory for all cell phone manufacturers to pre-install Sanchar Saathi, they have also been asked to ensure it cannot be deleted. Now, what the opposition is quoting and what the critics are quoting is the government notification, which is up on PIB. It reads, and I quote, "Manufacturers must ensure that the app is easily accessible during device setup with no disabling or restriction of its features." Based on this, the opposition is calling this Pegasus Max Pro an invasion of every citizen's privacy, Stalker Saathi, and now they want this diktat to be withdrawn. Listen in to the opposition.
They are turning this country into a dictatorship in every form. You ask me every day why Parliament is not functioning. It's not functioning because they're refusing to talk about anything.
I think this is total invasion of privacy and wanting to snoop into what we do with our phones, how we engage with people.
Sanchar Saathi is yet another instance where the privacy of every Indian is being compromised.
Common sense tells me that these apps can be useful provided they are voluntary. Everybody who needs them should be able to download them. Making anything compulsory in a democracy is troubling.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, the government's point of view is this. They say, and rightly so, that digital frauds have become an epidemic in India. Just for your information, cyber criminals stole 23,000 crore rupees from Indians last year. This year, that number will be much, much more. Therefore, India's 1 billion plus users need to be provided with a security shield or a safety kavach that will help them detect spams, alert the government, and track stolen cell phones. But how will they do that? Well, every phone has a unique 15-digit number, which is called the IMEI. That's the International Mobile Equipment Identity. This app, the Sanchar Saathi app, will help you block your phone in case it is stolen. The government also claims that Sanchar Saathi has already shown results and has helped recover more than 7 lakh phones, 50,000 of them in October itself. Therefore, every citizen, according to the government, should have easy access to this app. But the question is not on what the app can do or cannot do. The question is why the government notification says it cannot be disabled. After much uproar today by the opposition, the Telecom Minister Jyotiraditya Scindia finally came out and clarified. He said the opposition is making baat ka batangar and that the app can easily be disabled by the mobile user. He also claimed that the app cannot hear or see you.
हर व्यक्ति को देश में नहीं मालूम कि मुझे फ्रॉड से प्रोटेक्ट करने के लिए, मुझे चोरी से प्रोटेक्ट करने के लिए ये ऐप है। तो हर व्यक्ति तक ये ऐप पहुंचाना हमारी जिम्मेदारी है अगर आपको डिलीट करना है तो डिलीट कर दो, नहीं इस्तेमाल करना है तो रजिस्टर मत करो। एक तरफ विपक्ष चिल्ला रहा है कि आप फ्रॉड कैसे रोकेंगे, दूसरी तरफ अगर संचार साथी का ऐप हमने आम नागरिक को दे दिया तो कह रहे हैं पेगासस, तो करो तो मरो, न करो तो मरो।
Now, as soon as the minister clarified, the BJP began its information warfare. A press conference was called and the opposition's concerns were essentially disabled. The BJP accused the Congress of fear-mongering and said, if you have a better idea to protect citizens from digital frauds, please do tell us.
ये जो संचार साथी है, क्या उससे सरकार आपको स्नूप करना चाहती है, आपके पीछे जासूसी करना चाहती है? नहीं। संचार साथी कैन नॉट रीच योर पर्सनल डाटा, कैन नॉट ब्रीच योर पर्सनल डाटा। मैसेज नहीं सुन सकती, कॉल नहीं सुन सकती, पर्सनल डाटा ब्रीच नहीं कर सकती है। उसका काम सिक्योरिटी प्रोवाइड करने का है, फ्रॉड रोकना, सिक्योरिटी करना, चुराए हुए या गुमशुदा मोबाइल फोन इनको ट्रैक करने का है।
हंगामा कर रही है, उनका कहना है that this is Pegasus 2.0. How do you react to that? And they're also saying this is violation of your privacy.
They should tell what better solution is. They should discuss it in parliament. They should come up with a better solution. But the way things are happening is very unfortunate. The people are being conned by these cyber frauds. It has to be stopped. If opposition has a better solution, they should give it to us.
In the meantime, all phone manufacturers are mum except Apple, that is saying it will not comply with the government's order. India, ladies and gentlemen, is not the only country tightening rules on device verification. In August, Russia ordered all phones and tablets sold in the country to come pre-installed with the state-backed Max Messenger app, sparking similar privacy and surveillance concerns. It's Russia, and well, those concerns were ignored. But can the government of India dismiss privacy concerns as baat ka batangar? That, ladies and gentlemen, is the question this evening. Was it really baat ka batangar? Is it really baat ka batangar? Aparajita Sarangi, MP and national spokesperson of the BJP, joining us on the broadcast. Good evening, Aparajita ji. Good to have you on the show. Ankush Sabharwal is founder and CEO of Bharat GPT, joining us on the broadcast. Thank you. Good to have you on the show, Ankush. Bhavya Narasimha Murthy, I beg your pardon. Hi, Bhavya. Good to see you. Good evening. Spokesperson of the Congress Party. And in a bit from now, we'll be joined by Pawan Dugal, who is a cyber security expert. Bhavya, I'm going to start with you for obvious reasons. After the opposition created a hue and cry in Parliament over privacy concerns, saying that the government essentially is becoming a spy master by installing an app on our phones that cannot be deleted, the government of India fielded its telecom minister, who has very clearly said, don't worry, don't panic. This app, in case you don't want it, can be very easily deleted by you. Then, can I ask you what the opposition's problem is?
I have 3 questions to ask. Why is the app pre-installed in every new device? Shouldn't it be the choice of a customer whether they want it or not? If I want, I'll go to the Play Store or App Store and download it, right? Shouldn't it be like that, like any other app? One. The second question is, in their confidential order to all the smartphone companies, why did they say the app should be functional and enabled at the very first setup? They also said manufacturers must ensure the app is easily accessible during device setup with no disabling and restriction of its features. So now tell me, the minister came out and he's saying, you know, they have a choice to disable, right? Then why did their order did not state that before? Okay. What were your intentions behind this?
So you are saying essentially
it's
then,
as simple
Bhavya,
as
you
that.
are saying
They want to
that
snoop
what has
into
happened
every
today,
Indian's phone now?
No, so what essentially you're saying is that when Jyotiraditya Scindia comes out and clarifies to the media, it's not a clarification, it is actually a correction under opposition pressure. Pehle you couldn't delete it. The government's notification made it clear you couldn't delete it. But now, after the opposition's hue and cry, the government has changed its mind and its tracks. Right? That's your argument.
And not just that. It's not enough. It's not enough if we are able to disable. It's not enough if we are just if we are able to disable this app. We do not want it pre-installed. Let's start there. We do not want it pre-installed.
Okay.
Because as soon as you set up an app, you are entering your email details and which will be connected to your contacts, your messages, you know, your cloud photos, whatever. Because this app is not just, you know, protecting your phone. It has access to calls, messages, your location, your camera, and your storage also. Like, how can you trust an app which is pre-installed, which you're not able to disable, and which did not come with a privacy agreement like any other app?
Aparajita ji, would you want to respond to that? Bhavya, but here's the point. You know, Bhavya, here's the point. You know, before I let Aparajita ji come in, there are many apps that are pre-installed. Hai na? For example, Google Maps usually is pre-installed in our phone. So there are many apps that are pre-installed. All apps that we download require us giving them access to multiple things, including our phone books. Baki apps ke liye, you know, we give our privacy details, our phone numbers, our age, etc., etc. It's okay. But if a government app is asking for it, there is a problem. The fact is, Bhavya, and you know, there are cyber experts sitting on this panel and they'll probably speak about it. The fact is that digital privacy is a myth in this country. There is no such thing as digital privacy. If I say chicken tikka right now, my phone has heard me, and Facebook and Instagram and YouTube will start pushing recipes of chicken tikka on me. That is the truth. So why just blame the government? But anyhow, Aparajita ji, why are you trying to snoop on poor Indian citizens?
I have one more point.
Ek minute, Bhavya, one more point. Pehle let Aparajita make her first point. Aparajita ji, go ahead.
Okay, yeah, sure.
A very good evening. This is called making a mountain out of a molehill. And I wonder if that molehill even exists. Now it is Pegasus 2.0 and it is Arogya Setu 2.0. I remember Rahul Gandhi creating a hullabaloo over Pegasus, that his mobile phone has been compromised with Pegasus. And we know what happened. The Supreme Court formed a technical panel. It went into 29 devices, and all those people who were making the loudest of allegations, their mobiles were also looked into, and there was no trace of Pegasus software there. And number two, I remember Arogya Setu. Rahul Gandhi ji has called Arogya Setu the sophisticated surveillance system. Sophisticated surveillance system. And then thereafter, the World Health Organization actually praised this app because it saved lives. So I think these people are in the habit of shouting like this. And in fact, this is the consistent pattern of the Congress, so I'm not surprised about it. And many of these indie bloc people have joined them. So I think we are not at all surprised. This is all drama, all political theatrics. As Prime Minister
but
said,
the opposition does have a point
on the ground.
Aparajita ji, you can argue that the opposition is deliberately misreading the notification that was put out, is misleading the PIB note that was put out. But the fact is that the PIB note does say that you cannot disable it. Now you can do some technical, goal and say, no, this is not what we meant. But the notification is very clear. Have you had a change of heart and therefore changed the rules?
What is Sanchar App? What is, coming to it, what is Sanchar App? Sanchar App is a cyber security tool developed by the government, launched on 17th January 2025. And let me tell you that digital security of our citizens is one of the topmost priorities of this government. We want people to be safe from online fraud. Cyber crime is rising. You cannot deny and I cannot deny due to fake and duplicate IMEI numbers. So now here is a government which is trying to prevent this cyber crime. So that is why this particular
नहीं,
thing has come.
Aparajita ji, I applaud the government.
Candidly, very
I applaud the
clearly
government for trying to control cybercrime, because cybercrime has wiped away 23,000 crore rupees of Indian citizens last year at all. So does the government need to act? It definitely needs to act, but the government notification says manufacturers must ensure that it is easily accessible during device setup with no disabling or restriction of its features. When you put out a note like that, you're essentially giving the opposition a weapon to beat you with. Ankush Sabharwal, have we misunderstood what the government was trying to say here?
I think, see, the intention is very, very clear, and where this cyber attacks have to be protected, and as you rightly mentioned, around 22,800 crore fraud has happened here in India. See, we have also done a lot of measures informing citizens about the fraud. And it is very, very difficult to reach out to the people through phones, through WhatsApp, and through SMS. We had budgets, we could not reach out to the people. I think this is a great step where we would have some anchor in our phone to help us with the security.
But Ankush, that anchor already exists. Pawan Duggal will know more, but I've been using a cell phone for quite some time, like most of the 1.2 billion people in this country do. Those features and measures and security measures that the app is promising us is something that is already available to us. You say it will alert you to spams. We already have a spam alert on our phones, right? When you say that you can report a fraud call, we can already report a fraud call without the help of this app. So my point is, if all these features already exist on our phones, why have a specific app designed by the government, which you at least initially said you can't uninstall? It will raise suspicion.
Not really. You see, what you said, all the tools, they are created by someone, right? Some private companies. So we have to trust our government. So, and by the way, I think someone was talking about, so we are not giving permission to read our calls. So here, that this app can access the photo and file just to enable us.
Facebook, you can trust an Instagram, you can trust WhatsApp, you can trust all the other apps, Nykaa, Tira, that you download on your phone that ask you for your personal details, but you can't trust the government of India's app. Where is this privacy concern coming from? Privacy
safeguards that the app actually is promising you. But on the other hand, when I go ahead and look at the permissions that are being sought by this particular app, they are humongous. They have access to my contacts, my messages, my SMSs, my phone calls, so much so, even my storage and videos. So the fundamental question that we have to ask ourselves is that particular permissions necessary for the core functions of the app? And if it is so, that needs to be demonstrated. Also, there's not much clarity as to what is reasonable security practices and procedures which have been implemented by the Department of Telecommunications. When I look at the IT rules 2021, and ISO 27001 is an example of reasonable security practices and procedures. However, those details are found missing in the app. So I think once you as the user have the Brahmastra, which is that you can actually go ahead and disable the app, you should be more bothered upon how do you go ahead and protect your privacy in the digital ecosystem. And in any case, the government does not have only one vehicle or one mechanism to collect your data, because it has the access to lawful interception powers under Section 69 and 69A of the IT Act. So once it has those powers, why does it really want to use an app for the purposes of collecting your data?
Correct. Prajita Sarangi, but the question is, a simple question is, if as a consumer, I'm thinking, should I give the government access? Should I actually, let the app stay on my phone? My question will be, okay, data security is one thing. I need to protect myself from frauds and scams. But why is the app asking for access for my photographs and videos? Why is it asking for access to my messages and my phone book? Now, these are legitimate questions. Now, we can accuse the opposition of fear-mongering, but these are legitimate questions.
Yeah. I will go back to your earlier question, which was extremely pertinent. You said there are spam alerts in our phone and there are safety features in our phone. Why should we go for this cyber security tool developed by the government? Let me answer that. If there were spam alerts and there were safety features, why was the cybercrime rising with every passing day? Now, here is a government which is concerned with the welfare of the people, and that is why it is aiming at digital security enhancement. And that is why this particular tool, which is not compulsory, it is voluntary. Now, let me tell you, this is available in the Apple and Google Play Store for voluntary download. And I'm very delighted to inform you that since 17th January 2025 till date, it has been downloaded 50 million times. So people are going for it.
No, Prajita ji, the government has today put out figures to say that it is actually delivered. Prajita ji, the government has put out numbers to say that the app has actually delivered. 7 lakh phones have been recovered because of this app. All that is very well, but you have still not answered my question. So I will ask Ankush that question. Ankush, jara aap mujhe samjhaiye ki if I want an app on my phone, a government app on my phone, or any other app on my phone that will help save me from digital fraud, why should that app ask me for access to my videos and photographs and chats and WhatsApp and my phone book?
Right. So if you try to access it, you would know. It's very simple.
Your permission is being sought for that.
Everyone seeks permission only, ma'am. Anyway, Ankush, go ahead.
So if it is very easy to use the app, and why? See, first for
Ankush,
registration.
answer my question.
I'm answering. So SMS is required to authenticate your validity. The SMS goes automatically. The photo. So there is no video specific permission. By the way, the video and photo permission is same. Say if you are buying a new phone, you have to click the picture of that IMEI number and send in the app. So for that, you need access to the photos. And say if you're getting a phone call or WhatsApp, then you have to report, hey, I'm getting this fraud call. You again need to send the image. So all this access is required for this. So I really don't see any issues, and there are many other ways. If someone has to kind of sniff the data, there are ways to get it, but this is purely the right intent.
Bhavya, Ankush's argument is this: if the government really needs to snoop on citizens, they have a million ways to do it. You won't even come to know, and the government will know everything about you. Why will they need this publicly declared app then? The point is that the intention behind the app is good. The opposition should stop scaremongering and fearmongering. आपके पास अपने तो कुछ आइडियाज है नहीं, अब गवर्नमेंट कुछ आइडिया लेके आती है, आप उस पे चढ़ जाते हैं.
This app is so well designed. It's just a backdoor entry into every citizen's life. As simple as that. Now tell me, I want to buy a phone and I don't want this app. I would prefer losing a phone over, my privacy being stolen. Don't you think I should have a choice whether I want to download this app or not? Our question is not about that app, whether it is, it has a good intention or not. My question is about my choice. Choice
to delete.
Indians.
Government is
every
saying you have
citizen of
choice
this
to
country.
delete.
And the other question, the other point is, there are 2 more countries who have such government-controlled apps. Guess which ones? It's North Korea and Russia. And you know what a mockery democracy is in their countries? That's because government has control over what its citizens does, what they search on phone, what are their pictures, who they talk to. This app will be directly used to silence the voice of dissent. But every person will be monitored, whoever speaks against the government. This is not acceptable. Or my question is, why aren't you giving a choice to the citizen? Why should it be pre-installed? Why should it be, operational and functional at the first setup?
The government says let everyone have easy access.
Why should we go and disable? Why put that effort? Let me download if I want it.
Listen, so here's Bhavya, this is the government's argument. The government says
download nahi karna aata. Don't you think
easy access hai. Download nahi karna aata, logon ko pre-install karo. And if you don't want to delete it, don't activate it. That is the government's argument.
Okay, then tell me, if you think those people who don't know how to download, if they're not aware of this app at all, and if they don't know how to disable, but they don't want something like this, think about that choice.
But you will still have to enable it, na?
Whether you want to download or not.
But you will have to still activate the app, na bhai?
Ma'am?
It may be there, but if you don't activate it, it is of no use.
The government order says very clearly it says it should be functional and enabled at the first setup. It says it should be easily accessible during device setup with no disabling and restriction.
That is where the problem and the confusion is and the controversy is.
The government, the app will access to all the photos.
ठीक है, Pawan Duggal, therefore I will ask you a question on behalf of all citizens who...
I don't care what the app does.
1 minute. My last question is to Pawan Duggal. Pawan Duggal, as a cybersecurity expert, please take only 20 seconds. My time is over. Should I download Sanchar Saathi or not? It's as simple as that.
Read the terms and conditions. Look at its privacy policy. If you're convinced you want to download, go ahead and download. If you're not convinced, there's nothing stopping you not to download.
All right. We'll leave it there for the moment. By the end of the argument, this is all I'll say. Please read the terms and conditions. If you still want to go ahead with the app, go ahead with the app. It may serve some purpose for you. And if you don't want to, simply delete it. We leave it there for the moment. Thank you very much. I think we've managed to hear all points of views. Aprajita ji, thank you. Bhavya, always good to have you on the show. Ankush Sabharwal, Pawan Duggal, thank you for your time as well. On that note, ladies and gentlemen, a break. There's more on the other side.